hope you're having a wonderful day today. Today I'm going to be sharing with you luxury regrets and mistakes that I've made, hopefully so you can avoid making some of those yourself. The jewelry of the day is the same as the last video. It's all my new Tiffany, well, my two new Tiffany pieces and my older pieces, all the hardware, and I have just been absolutely loving my Michelle Deco watch again. This is one of my older watches and it's just so fun. I just kicked the camera, sorry about that. Oh, and I didn't even realize my nails match my shirt exactly. I painted them yesterday. I got, I think, 3 weeks out of that last, like the minty colored polish. I cannot recommend enough Dazzle Dry. They don't know I'm alive. I'm not getting a penny for this, but seriously, you paint your nails. They say 5 minutes. I put a timer for 10 and they're rock hard like gel. Look how long they are. I couldn't grow them for years. This is not an ad for them. I'm just telling you, if you do your own nails, check them out. They don't know I am alive. I promise. I've never received anything from them ever that I have not purchased. So let's get into this. If you're new to my channel, my name is Melinda. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I would love it if you could just take a minute and hit that subscribe button down below. I am still just ecstatic that we have hit 30,000 and I would just love to see how high we can go this year. So let's get into this. Mistakes that I have made, regrets that I have. I have one really huge regret and one really, really big one. So a lot of the things I find are just like a learning curve. So I have been purchasing luxury handbags for 13 years. Luxury jewelry, I could not even begin to tell you. Luxury watches, all of that, but handbags, 13 years. I was into Coach and Dooney and Burke prior to getting into Louis Vuitton, and then I moved on to Chanel and from there. So a lot of it, like I said, it's a learning curve. You're finding your style and you're going to change. Over a 13-year period, you're going to change. I don't wear my makeup the same. I don't dress the same. My hair is not the same. So you are going to make mistakes, but sometimes they're really not mistakes. They were just part of that learning curve. So for example, when I first started, I have some notes down here, when I first started purchasing luxury, I absolutely hated crossbody bags. I thought they looked weird. I hated them. I didn't understand them. I love them. I get it. I love them. I love them. I love them. I love them. They're awesome. So I didn't buy crossbody bags at all in the beginning, and I buy a lot of crossbody bags now. So the other thing I would tell you is to trust your gut. Trust your instinct. Don't be influenced. Don't be influenced by me. Don't be influenced by anybody else. I may love my graceful MM. You may think it's too big on you. Don't be like, well, you know, that is a cool bag and it would be neat for travel, but if you know it's in your heart of hearts, it's not going to work for you, don't buy it. So my example for that one, I bought the Pochette Matisse in just the regular monogram. Not very long after, you know, it came out, it was still at the very height of its popularity. I got it home, I tried it on, and I thought this isn't for me. And I texted my sales associate and I'm like, I want to send it back. And she is not a pushy person. She did not do this on purpose. She did not care about the commission on the Pochette Matisse, but she was like, really, you know, you should probably keep it. If I could have any bag in the store, it would be that, and they won't let employees buy them. It's such a cool bag. And anyways, I talked myself into keeping it. I ended up selling it. I knew it wasn't right for me. I knew I didn't like how it looked on my frame, but because of the hype, because of the popularity, I kept it. So just leave hype, popularity, and anybody else's opinions out of it. The only person whose opinion matters to me when it comes to handbags, who can sway me one way or the other, is my husband, because he's not into them. So he can see very clearly when I truly, truly love something and when I am just being dazzled and it's not gonna be a long-lasting love. So that's about the only person I'm willing to listen to. I mean, I do take my sales associates' advice, like, you know, sometimes they'll just tell me, don't. I have had I love my Hermes sales associate. There was a bag I wanted to buy and a color that I wanted to buy. She's like, don't. I promise you don't. She's like, you're not gonna like it. And I agree with her now, and I appreciate that kind of honesty, and I do take that in and listen to that. So the next point that I want to make is when I started out on YouTube, and a little bit before that, because I started watching YouTube a couple of years before I started my channel, I thought I needed all these classic bags. Number one, starting with the Neverfull. So my very first bag was the Trevi PM, which we're going to get into that in a moment. Full story on that, which you probably already know. But I believe my second was a Damier Ebene Neverfull, and it was the old style without the pochette, and it had the cursive writing, and it was under $1,000. I want to say it was 8 something, and it came. And I think it was FedEx, I don't know who they used, but we had a flight. It came, I packed it up, and I took it on the plane. I used it day one. And a couple of flights later, it tipped over, every single thing fell out. Those handles were just too, I just didn't know. The strap drop was just too short, and the Damier Ebene handles were too stiff. So what do? I order it in monogram, because that's going to make everything change, and everything's not going to fall out on the plane, and it's not going to be wide open. I ended up selling both of those, and then I went for a third one. Yes, it takes me a while to wake up. I got the limited edition Hawaii one. A gorgeous, gorgeous bag, but not for me. And I wouldn't have known. I should have learned after the Damier Ebene one. That's all I can say. I mean, sometimes you have to get something home and use it, but I should not have bought the other 2 bags. The next mistake that I made, oh no, not done yet with the classics. I felt like I had to have the Chanel reissue, which I really don't find attractive, and I don't really like that aged leather, but I talked myself into that. I loved it, and if I had a video up, and if I have one up and I'm like, I love it, I did at the time, but I never liked it until I started thinking I had to have that as part of my core classic collection. Same for the Chanel mini flap, the Chanel wallet on a chain. They don't work for me. They're really cute bags, and they don't work for me. So don't feel like you have to have this set of, whatever the YouTubers are doing. You've got to have a Speedy, you've got to have a Neverfull, you've got to have a classic flap, you don't have to have any of that, whatever works for you. So then the next thing that I did for many, many years, and I said it on this channel, I was the queen of black. I only bought black handbags because I was terrified of color transfer. I was scared, what if it wouldn't match something? And it's pretty rare that I reach for my black bags anymore, even in the winter time. It is, it's pretty rare. I will tend to go for color now. I bought 2 beautiful bags with color. If I can find a picture, I will insert it because I do not have any of my pictures. It was called the Dior, I think it was called the Miss Dior bag, and it was a little bigger than a Chanel wallet on a chain, and it had a chain strap with no leather through it, and I had the most gorgeous hot pink and the most beautiful electric blue, and they were in lambskin. And I got scared of the colors. I got scared that they were too bright. I was scared of the lambskin. Dior lambskin does not scare me at all anymore, and it shouldn't have then, because I got sauce on the pink one night out at dinner, and I got home and I cleaned it with water, which you're not supposed to do, and then I used a cool blow dryer and it was fine. I should have dropped my fear right there. Instead, I sold both the bags and I took a massive loss on both of them, over half off. And I would love to have those in my collection today. And I have looked at them pre-loved, and when I see them, the condition, people have just used them way too much. This goes right along with the black bags, is not buying fun bags and fun colors. And I am doing that now, and that's why I have some eye candy out here. I have my fun Fendi first bag with the sequins. Show that to you a little bit more up close because it's fun. It is. Look at that. That is a fun bag. It is just stunning. It's gorgeous. It's fun. And there is my light pink, kind of an iridescent metallic Lady Dior. Love those. I love those. I am happy to be buying fun colors. I had the most gorgeous Capucines BB. It was in an ombre pink color, and I returned it again because I was like, oh, it's just too much color. And I ended up buying the Montaigne BB in the Rose Poudre instead, which I still have and I still love, but I wish I would have given that bag a chance. My biggest regrets, let's get into the regrets now. Not buying Hermes sooner. So I was one of those YouTubers who said, I will never spend that kind of money on a bag. I am never going to shop at Hermes. I'm never going to, never. And then I've been very lucky with my Hermes shopping. I've said it so many times. It is not a journey. You're at a mall and you're buying something. That's not a journey. It's just not. But I have been very lucky, and I had a very easy time of it. I shopped at that store for about 4 years before I asked for a bag, and I got a bag. And then I asked for a second bag when I got the first bag for my birthday a few months later, and I got a bag. It's changed so much now. I got a special order shortly after that, and when I got the special order, I was told that in 2 years I could get another special order, which would be this year. I talked to my sales associate about that, and she's like, no, they've changed all of the rules. They've changed everything. So it wasn't her. She would have done it, but Hermes has changed. So I wish I would have started there sooner. And I don't want a lot of bags. I would like to have one more quota bag. If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna live. It's fine. It's no big deal. It's not something I'm gonna stress out about. It's not something I'm going to make I am mad at Hermes about video. They're not gonna make me cry. They're not gonna hurt my feelings. It's a material item. And it just is. It's just simply a material item. But had I started sooner, I would have my fourth bag right now. I fully believe that. So I wish I would have been just more open to asking instead of having that fear. The first time I went into an Hermes, it was not the store that I shop in, and I was treated really, really ugly. And I have heard some of these YouTuber stories who have been treated really, really ugly, and it's awful. It's absolutely awful. But mine would have been different. My other regrets were selling bags that I fell back in love again. I have repurchased some of them. The first one being my Trevi PM, my very first bag. I sold that to my dear friend Andrea, and she sold it back to me a couple of years ago. I paid her exactly what she paid for it. She just held on to it for me for a couple of years, and I was happy to get that back and to have it be mine. My Lady Dior bag, not my black one. My black one was this size, and it was I think it was the My ABCs. No, it wasn't My ABCs. It was the Lucky Badges. And no regrets on selling that one. But I had a medium size in a opalescent gray. If I can find a picture, I'll put that up there. I'm never going to be able to find that color again, in that condition again, in that price again. And I wish I had kept that and I let it go. Usually when I let something go, it's gone and I don't think about it ever again, or I'm happy that it's gone and really don't ever think about it again. But there's a few exceptions to this. So I did buy back my Trevi. I also sold my Gucci Disco bag to the lovely Irene. I will link both of their channels down below, and she sold it back to me, and she never used it once. And I love that bag, and I'm so happy to have it back in my collection. And then I had several Alma BBs. I had one in the color Anthracite, which was this gorgeous kind of a metallic gray color. I had one in indigo, and then I had one in Vernis. And then I also had a PM Vernis Alma bag. And I did purchase back, well, not back, a different color. I purchased the Epi in Rose Ballerine and I got the Damier Ebene one, and I got the Empreinte one when that came out. But I wish I would have kept those because they're just great bags, and I know I would love those colors, and I don't even know why I sold those. I have no idea why I sold those. The other regret is shopping for my imaginary life. And this is a fabulous, fabulous example. This Chanel Deauville tote. I bought this because I decided, if you follow me in my travel, you know I carry these Longchamp big tote bags that have a trolley sleeve on the back that I got in the Nordstrom anniversary sale. That is what I fly with. But I decided, and this was prior to those, I think. I'm almost positive this was prior to those. I decided I needed a bougie travel bag. Well, what I didn't consider is, let me grab this bougie here. Since I went with the leather version, this barely fits under the seat. I can get it under the seat. I have to smush. I've only been on the plane, well, we flew to Miami, then we flew to Vegas to pick up my special order, and then back home. So 3 flights, 1 technical trip. But you have to kind of mush these handles down. It's heavy, it's leather, you load it up, it's even heavier. It is beautiful, but it didn't work for my lifestyle. Same goes with my Fendi Sunshine Shopper tote. I don't think I can get that back there. that one, I again thought, oh, I can travel with this. It's too tall, it's too big, it just doesn't go under the plane. And my lifestyle, I wouldn't carry this out to dinner. I would have to know where we're gonna go eat and make sure that we had a booth and make sure that it was just me on my side of the booth, because this is wider than I am. So this is a person sitting next to you. And I'd like to point out one last thing, which is something I did right, something I absolutely did right. I bought this in Paris. This is the Fendi Mini Peekaboo in the Napa leather. I don't think they make them in the Napa leather anymore. I love this lambskin bag so much. There is not a single mark on it. Oh yes, there is. That was never there before. I don't know what I set it on something, but there's a little mark there that was never there before. That's not a big deal. I do wish it had feet. But I remember when I was buying this in Paris, I was really nervous. This bag was not popular at all. It was almost impossible to find any kind of reviews on this bag. The only reviews I could find were people in the UK. I think Lydia Millen had one. Maria Dragonova might have had one. She might not have had a review, but she had a mini peekaboo. And there just wasn't any back then. And I knew it also had 0 resale value when I purchased this. And I'm so glad I went for it anyways. This has gone on so many vacations with me. It is such a fabulous bag. I went with my gut instead of the popular opinion of everybody else. So that would be the biggest takeaway I would say from this video, is to listen to your instincts. If you like fun bags, don't be afraid to add them. I don't see me adding any more practical bags. Not that the bags that I want to add are practical, but they're not, you know, black practical. They're going to be colors, there's going to be textures, there's going to be some more fun, just fun. But I hope this was helpful if you are starting or in the middle of your luxury journey. Just listen to your heart and buy what's really going to make you happy. When I see those bags, I smile every single time. When I see this bag, I'm always like, oh, leather, it's so gorgeous. And that's how you should feel, instead of how I felt about my Pochette Matisse. I was like, huh. So anyways, I hope you have a wonderful day today, and I hope to talk to you again very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.